Dear Pierre Gattas and Markus Beirer, distinguished guests and dear friends, I'm so sorry I cannot welcome you to the Berlaymont today. I saw some of you just a couple of weeks ago, and I saw others in Evian at the end of the summer, and our meetings are always a great source of ideas and inspiration. I know that you have a very dense program with my colleagues and my team today. So I won't keep you too long. I would just like to introduce 3 topics that I am sure will feature prominently in today's meetings. So first, a renewed focus on international trade and connectivity is necessary. In the coming weeks, we will present our new connectivity strategy called Global Gateway Europe. We want to step up our investment in different kinds of infrastructure to connect the world, including, for example, digital connections ranging from submarine cables to cloud infrastructure, but also energy connections such as new hydrogen market with the African continent. And in each of these fields, we will work to ensure that European industry can operate on an equal footing with foreign competitors. Think about this. 18% of jobs in the European Union are linked to our exports. So Global Gateway Europe is immensely important for our recovery. But it goes much further. Europe is offering transparency and good governance to our partners. My second point is a crucial topic. We need to focus on value chains. We all by now know well that the European Union is critically dependent on imports from third countries. We don't want our production lines to be slowed down by global shortages and foreign bottlenecks. We want to work with you to strengthen Europe's resilience. The industry's feedback will be essential to assess and to address these dependencies. On our side, we will continue to seek partnerships and alliances with the private sector. This is the logic of our new industrial alliances, and it is also the logic of the European Chips Act. And we are glad to see that a giant like Intel has just announced an investment of up to $95 billion in European chip-making facilities. So together we can create a state-of-the-art European chip ecosystem that is at the same time open to the world and competitive on global markets. And my third point. I know that the current rise of energy prices is very high on your agenda, and I can assure you it's high on our agenda as well. The whole world is affected, irrespective of countries' energy and climate policies or electricity market design, and we have to draw lessons from this experience. And let me name 3. My first is we are too dependent on gas. 90% of the gas we use is imported, and that is not sustainable. We need to discuss a European strategic reserve, and we need to discuss the possibility of common procurement. My second point is we need to make our energy system more resilient to price and supply shocks. Thus, investing in renewables is the obvious policy choice. They are increasingly cheaper in production. Their production prices and costs have decreased over the last years. And renewables are homegrown. Alongside this, we need stable sources, nuclear, and during the transition, natural gas. And my third point is that in the short term, we need to support those affected most by the energy price shocks. And that is vulnerable consumers and heavily exposed businesses. Measures can be taken very swiftly. EU rules allow relief through state aid. They allow targeted support to consumers, and of course, to cut energy taxes or reduce levies on energy bills. But the long-term solution lies in the European Green Deal. We must keep on investing in renewable, clean energy and in Europe's competitiveness on the green markets of tomorrow. And this is exactly what we are doing with Next Generation EU, our recovery plan. In the national plans submitted so far, 36 billion euros will be spent for clean energy. I'm speaking of green hydrogen, for example, or offshore and onshore wind farms, or new industrial sites using renewable energy. Partnerships with the business sectors are vital to this. And together, we will make Europe more competitive and resilient to price shocks. Europe is stronger when governments and businesses join forces towards common goals. So thank you very much for listening to me and giving me your attention. And let me wish you a very fruitful day at the European Commission.